challenging. Good morning, everybody. This is Deanna with Food Bake Beautiful, and it is Sunday the 5th. Happy Sunday, you guys. So Grandma and I have already had our, I think I'm going to burn my toast. Hold on. All right, I was able to save my toast. Grandma and I have already had our coffee, and it was delicious. And I just made Grandma a bowl of oatmeal and took it in there along with a cup of my apple cranberry juice and her meds. This was the oatmeal that I made her. She got the cherry oatmeal variety. There is no way on God's green earth that I am going to walk in there and take that bowl of oatmeal away from her so that I can take a picture of it for you guys. That is just not going to happen. You see these two hands? I want to keep them. And that Baba Yaga, she'll eat them if I try to take that oatmeal away from her. What I am going to do is take her a beautiful piece of toast and let her have that as well. And then I am having 2 slices of toast for breakfast this morning. I know, it sounds good. All right, I put my toast back in the toaster because I like my toast almost burned. So we're going to give that just a minute or two. Now, if you've been watching my videos as they come out, you know that yesterday I could not find my hat, but I found it and I'm super happy. I just tossed it on. I have 1 pair of glasses, and I'm pretty sure the other thing is right there on my coffee table. Do you hear the peeping? Because we have Frankenchick right here. Yeah. Hi, Frankenchick. I'm just going to set her on the counter like my house is a barn. I'll be scrubbing down my kitchen. It is really quite filthy, so let's help you feel good about yourself like I like to do. There is my horrible kitchen, and down here is little Frankenchickie. And then you can see I've got a big old mess going on over here. And I believe it was Patty Bell. Guys, that name is so cute, Patty Bell. I just want to call her Patty LaBelle, which is not right. It's Patty Bell. I think that's her name. Patty, you're on my list. I might make a whole video about people who send me information that, you know, it's true I asked for it, but when you send me the information and tell me that these bad boys are on Amazon, it's really all a girl can do. All right? It is really all a girl can do. I don't know. It's a no spend challenge, so, you know, maybe I will not do it until after the no spend challenge, and even then I'm going to have to think about it because they're a little bit spendy. But oh my God. All right, let me check my toast. All right, here is my breakfast. Usually maybe I eat breakfast once or twice a week, but this is what I want and this is what I'm having. I am now going to go sit down and enjoy it, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do it with that one. With this one, who has discovered that Mommy will feed her crumbs and she loves it. She loves it. Say hello. Say hello, you little monster. All right, let me get her off the counter before I have a problem. Please understand that I will scrub my counter before I ever do any cooking. And, you know, I'm just a freak. All right, ta-ta. All right, you can hear my beast, but I can't clean my house and walk around and be afraid about stepping on her, so I will deal with the chirping. Now, I did get most of my kitchen clean. That was one thing I wanted to get done. I wanted to fry that chicken. I got that done, and I also wanted to grate some cheese that was in my refrigerator and get it into the freezer. And I had some pepper jack that I got on sale during the Christmas holidays for $1.79 for 8 ounces. And I went ahead and shredded some baggies. P for pepper jack, and then I also had some extra white. And I went ahead and did that. So I have 3 bags of extra white and 3 bags of pepper jack. And then I took one of the extra whites and I sliced it so that it would make easy slices to go on sandwiches or on Grandma's cheese toast. Now, the next thing I did, and I have to find it, is, do you remember those Gouda cheese cubes that I got at the food bank? A great big, like 5-pound bag. And I have been using them, but they are a little bit challenging to use because I have to grate them. And when a cube is only, you know, 3/4 of an inch all the way around, you can really nab your fingers. Now, I haven't nabbed my fingers yet, but I'm scared every time I do it. So today, when I got out the food processor, I thought, let me try to see if I can grate that cheese. And it was frozen. And I really expected that I could just, you know, maybe get some grated cheese. I'd like to say that's what I got, but that's not what I got. So let's look down here. And I totally took everything off my counter. I cleaned it with hot soap and water like 3 times, dried it all. There is no trace of Franken Chicken's footprints on my counter, okay? So don't be afraid, you guys. All right, I got a really fine crumble. Can you see that? And then it wouldn't grate at all. So the first thing that I'm going to do, and you can see that I'm making a terrific mess, is I'm just gonna put this in a jar, like so, and I'm going to put that in the freezer, and I'm going to mark it Gouda. And the reason why I'm going to put it in the freezer instead of in the refrigerator is that I don't know how fast we will go through this. But on any pasta dish, this will be perfect. And I'll try to remember to go out and get it, but in the meantime, it can just stay in the freezer. Now, I have the rest of the Gouda out, and I have a lot of it. Got 2 bags right here, and then I got this great big bag right there. And I'm gonna let it sit out and maybe come to a little bit closer to room temperature and see if I can't grate it down and get it into a product that I can use easily. Is that camera gonna stay there? It fluffies with me all the time. It just fluffies. All right, Grandma is having lunch, and this is what she's having. Some mashed potatoes, some of that chicken thigh that I just fried, and a little bit of chicken breast in case the chicken thighs are too hard on her teeth. All right, let me get that to her. And that takes care of that. All right, you can probably hear my pressure canner. It is canning 2 quarts of cranberry juice. And I think it has about 15 minutes left to go. Now, I did get those Gouda cubes through my food processor. And I ended up with 4 quart-size bags of cheese. And I am going to go ahead and throw those in my freezer, and I'm going to count it as a preservation product because in the cubes, I just struggled to use them. It was not pleasant. It was not time efficient to grate those little fluffy cubes. And I was always worried about my thumbs. And my thumbs made it through unscathed, but the fear level was there every time. It was like going into battle. This girl is tough, but she doesn't want to cut her fingers on the grater. So I did pull out the food processor. It made the job much easier. I'm going to go pop these in my freezer. And we're just gonna, this is gonna make beautiful mac and cheese or anything that we want to make. We can add it to salad. We can do anything with this. Anything we can do with regular cheese, we can do with that. And I'm just thrilled that I got those cubes. It was about a month ago, maybe a little bit longer. And today I was able to process them and make them into a product that I could easily use for meals in advance. So when you go to the food bank and you get something that you're not sure you can use right away, tuck it away in your freezer space if you have it, or on your pantry shelves, and eventually you will be able to use it. Okay, you can do it, all right? You don't have to use every single item that you get in your food bank on week 1 to be able to go to week 2. Use as much as you can. Use what works for you that week. Use it with what you already have in your pantry, and just, use it up. Go ahead and go to the food bank next week. You might get something that pairs beautifully with what you got last week. It's kind of like, dare I say, witchery magic. All right? I love to go to the food bank. I love going to the food bank knowing I have no idea what I'm going to bring home. So it's a mystery. In fact, this week I went through and organized my freezers and made an inventory freezer list so I could quit having things that I don't use. And I found 2 things that have been with me almost a year. And this week, let's say a week to 10 days, I'm going to use them. One are some little tiny lamb ribs, probably enough for one person. And the other one is the same thing for beef ribs. So I'm going to go ahead and thaw those out. I'm going to put them in my pressure canner, make them nice and, smooth, soft, I guess. And then I'm going to broil them under the broiler in a barbecue sauce or Heinz 57 sauce or whatever. And I think my husband will really enjoy those. I'm sure that Grandma and I would eat them too, but I don't think we'll get the enjoyment out of them that Addie might. So I'm going to get those 2 things out of my freezer. And hopefully I'll share that with you. They're just these little tiny packs that I just felt like I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do. I'm going to try to get them out of there this week. Also, I found 2 Tupperware containers of meatballs that I made about maybe 6 to 8 weeks ago. I'm going to go ahead and make another pot of spaghetti, but instead of using my frozen hamburger or my canned hamburger in my spaghetti sauce, I'm going to throw those meatballs in and use those. And if I end up with an abundance of spaghetti, I'll feed the boys down the hall. All right? Okay. All right, let me get these into the freezer. Okay, this little clip, if she's watching, is for someone, I think her initials or her comment was under KSW, and she encouraged me to clean my air fryer. Pretty sure she encouraged me to do it more than once. So you know what? Let's do it today. Oh my God. Oh, it is so nasty. It is so nasty. I'm embarrassed, and I should be. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill that puppy up with hot soapy water and let it sit while I sit down. It's called the sit-sit method. All right, I got some jobs done, but this one I want to brag about. So be ready to just put your little hands together and clappy clap, okay? It's been, I don't know, a number of weeks, and I have had a filthy air fryer. But today I cleaned it. I cleaned the inside, I cleaned the rack, I put the little liner in, and I'm feeling very, 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 very good about myself. This is another little job that I do not enjoy doing in the wintertime, but it must be done. And my chickens, they free range. Well, they free range now, but they used to be in their pen, and their pen was pretty muddy sometimes. And so their eggs would be disgusting. And I like to just have clean eggs that sit on the counter. I don't like to put them in the refrigerator, so I don't like to wash my eggs. But if you wash your eggs, you have to put them in the refrigerator. And I have some scruffy little eggs here. Let's take a look. Right there. And I let them sit in water for about an hour. And then I just take a paper towel and dry them off. I'm not looking for perfectly clean. I'm just looking for, you know, not going to be disgusting when you're trying to cook. Well, that's a pretty egg. I don't know who laid this one. Right there. Isn't that nice? And then I get these really nice little brown ones. And I'll run these under cold water once I get all the gunky off of them. And then I'll put them in an empty egg thing and stick them in the refrigerator. And then we share with our friend and we share with my neighbor on either side. Usually a lot in the spring and the summer and the fall. But in the winter time, it takes a while to get some eggs to share. Plus, I pulled out some eggs to incubate. There we go. Let's get that one. Do not like this job. It's not that I don't like it. I don't love it. I don't love to pick dirty eggs up out of my chicken coop. Can you guys still see? Okay. And this is 2 days worth of eggs. And this is dead of winter. And I believe I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So I'm getting between 5 and 6 eggs a day. All right. Stay there. All right. Now here's the part I like. The eggs are clean. They are pretty. I'm just going to, let's look down here. I just like to rinse them, make sure they're nice, and then put them on this cloth behind me to dry. And before I go to bed, I'll put them in a carton, and we will have farm fresh eggs for the week. I don't know how many I have. I have less than a dozen, so I might need to keep these eggs. But we'll see if I can't round up another dozen for one of the neighbors or our friend later in the week. There we go. Okay. All right, that's just one of the many, many, many little jobs that I do during the day to keep this kitchen afloat. There's my last egg. Okay, that makes me happy. Now I'm happy. All right, so in the comments, you be sure and over cleaning that stinking air fryer. And for I hope I have this close. KSW, I think is her name, or something that looks like that. KSW something. Thank you. It was your 2 messages about my air fryer that made me embarrassed enough to clean it. Sooner rather than later. All right, that is it for today. So I think that we're still gonna have some leftovers. You know, we're not the kind of people that's gonna let our leftovers go to waste. 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 containers of leftovers and a little bit of fried chicken. So we're really gonna work on that in the next day or 2, and then I will try to cook. It's boring because I don't want to cook when I have leftovers. You guys can come back in 60 days and it might be more exciting. All right, ta-ta. And here are my 2 quarts of cranberry juice. And I love cranberry juice. We drink it a lot. I mix it with the apple and it's so yummy. In fact, it sounds so good. When I'm done with you guys, I'm going to pour myself a little bit. When I was going through the food bank line and we got to where the cranberries were, there were some there, but I was one of the earlier appointments and I knew there was going to be a lot of people behind me. And so I just felt like I needed to only take 1 bag and save cranberries for somebody else. But oh, if I had been at the end of the line, I'd have taken every last bag of cranberries, brought them home, and made glorious cranberry juice. Doesn't that look good, you guys? Still warm. So let me take the seals off. Let them sit overnight. Oh, the seals are always hard on these because of the sugar that you can the cranberries in. Okay, those seals are good. Okay, I will label those and put those in the pantry tomorrow. That was probably the funnest thing I did in the kitchen today. I've still got some potatoes to dehydrate, but I didn't get to it today. Trying to think what else I did today. We got that cheese taken care of. That was a big stinking deal, especially those little cubes. And I still need to dehydrate some potatoes, but not today and not tomorrow because I have an appointment in the middle of the day, which makes me very non-productive. All right. See you guys later.